So yeah, this video is long overdue. Sorry about that. But sometime before this year ends, I want to talk about my top 10 favorite movies from last year, 2022. Over the past year, I watched 51 2022 movies. Which is nothing compared to most of you cinephiles out there, but that's a huge milestone for me, okay? So I had a lot to choose from, and these were the 10 that I just had to talk about. This is some new content that I wanted to try out, so if you end up liking this and want to see more, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also remember that everything said in this video is purely my opinion, so please don't take it too seriously. Also, I did not see every movie that came out this year, so there are going to be some movies that aren't on this list. But before we get into the top 10, I want to tell you about 5 honorable mentions. These are numbers 15 through 11 on my 2022 list. Avatar: The Way of Water, Cha-Cha Real Smooth, Glass Onion, The Black Phone, and The Sea Beast. If you want to know my thoughts on those movies and more, be sure to check out my Letterboxd account and give it a follow. Anyways, on with the list.
Or is it the bagel?
So I'm gonna start this video off with some unpopular opinion time! I didn't fully understand Everything Everywhere All at Once. Maybe that was the point, or maybe I set my expectations too high, but a lot of things featured here just didn't make much sense to me. With that being said, this movie is still in my top 10 because there's no denying that this movie is an experience unlike anything I had ever seen before. A main idea this fresh and original is something we don't see a lot of in mainstream movies anymore, and I greatly appreciate this movie for that. Also, the acting is phenomenal, the visuals and editing are insane, and the fight choreography is awesome. Even if you don't understand this movie by the end, you'll still feel like you experienced something truly unique.
I like trains.
Fun movie. This is a term I constantly see floating around my Letterboxd feed, so much so that I feel it's lost its value over time. It's a term that's used more for irony now than anything else, which is why I'm very happy to report that Bullet Train is unironically a certified fun movie. This movie is filled to the brim with fast-paced entertainment. The fight scenes are flawless, the jokes are great, and the star-studded cast and cameos all work extremely well. The MVPs of this movie have got to be Tangerine and Lemon. I really hope these guys get their own spin-off movie. Yeah, the plot may have been a little messy at times, but I don't care, because Bullet Train was still one of the most entertaining and fun movies of the year. Thank you, David Leitch, for making good action.
Hell yeah, this is a certified testosterone-boosting movie, baby.
If I had to describe The Northman in one word, it would be an unironic use of the word epic, because Robert Eggers has done it again. The cinematography, production design, acting, and score are all top-notch, and the fight choreography goes so incredibly hard. This is a revenge story at its most raw, and the Viking theming really adds on to the badassery. While this wasn't as ambiguous or weird as The Lighthouse, which I'm honestly kinda grateful for, there were still some moments where I had no clue what was happening. But that's probably because I don't know Norse mythology all that well. What I also don't understand is Eggers' obsession with farts. Anyway, moving on. Who doesn't love Steven Spielberg? 90% of his filmography are complete bangers. He has touched on pretty much every movie genre there is. Sci-fi, adventure, horror, drama, musical, war. His films help build my love for movies, as they probably did with yours too. Which is why when I first heard that he was making The Fabelmans, a biopic about himself and how he developed his love for film, I was instantly invested. While I wouldn't consider this movie to be one of Spielberg's best, it is definitely Spielberg at his most personal. He has stated multiple times that he has held back on telling this story, his own story, for so long, because he felt he couldn't do it justice. And now, he has finally shared his story with us, and my appreciation for Spielberg has become even greater than what it already was. He reveals to us so much about his family life, his struggles growing up. He shows it all to us, and I can only appreciate him for that. The Fabelmans is a very charming, fascinating, and inspiring look into Spielberg's life. It has fantastic direction, great cinematography and acting, and a very atmospheric and touching score from John Williams. Watch this movie to literally look into the mind of a genius.
It's just me.
Pinocchio! No, sorry. Pinocchio! No, sorry again. Pinocchio! There we go. The Guillermo del Toro version, obviously. The only 2022 Pinocchio movie with actual competence, care, and passion put behind it. And I mean it when I say passion. You can tell this is something Del Toro has been wanting to make for a long, long time. The stop-motion animation is beautiful. The darker elements that Del Toro integrates into this movie actually work really well. And this movie's take on the mortality theme hits really hard, especially in the final act and epilogue. While there is another animated movie that I liked more than this, Pinocchio is still deserving of all the praise it gets, and if it wins the Oscar, I'm all for it.
It's lots and lots of jets and planes!
Hell yeah, this is another certified testosterone boosting movie, baby. Yeah, America!
In all seriousness though, Top Gun Maverick was one hell of a movie. It is the definition of thrilling. There needs to be an Oscar for Best Stunt Coordination now, because it's stunts and practical effects like these that need to be recognized. The amount of care and effort put into making this movie as thrilling and engaging as possible is what makes Top Gun Maverick one of the best theatrical experiences of the year. This movie is nothing but beautifully shot and high-octane epicness. It is 10 times, maybe even 20 times better than the original Top Gun. And yeah, Maverick and Rooster are the only characters that feel fully developed, but the dynamics of all the other pilots still come off so naturally that you can still really care about them. The impact this movie has had on the theater industry also cannot be understated. This movie gave the general public a reason to go back to the theater after COVID drove them away. So everyone say, thank you Tom Cruise for reviving movie theaters nationwide. Now Tom, please finish MI7 already, please. I need it and I need it now.
Nope.
I can't think of a 2022 movie that left me more unsettled yet completely astonished than Nope. This movie's theming was all about spectacle, and the film itself is a spectacle. The cinematography is immaculate. The setting and camera work both come together to create a very isolated and open environment. And the acting is fantastic all around as well. You can especially feel the sibling dynamics from Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer. I also really enjoyed Jordan Peele's unique take on UFOs. And then, there's the sound design, which is beyond comprehension. I've never had sounds in a movie make me feel so uncomfortable before, and I'm saying that in a good way. The UFO sounds and the screams from both horses and humans made my skin crawl every single time. It was incredible. A perfect mix of sci-fi and horror, and one that you cannot sleep on.
What took you so long, idiot?
If you told me at the beginning of the year that the best animated movie of the year would be from DreamWorks, and it would be a sequel to Puss in Boots, I would laugh at you. But now, I am the one being laughed at. But seriously, oh my god. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish had no reason to go this hard. It just did because it could. Everything about this movie is just perfect. The entire voice cast was phenomenal. The animation is spectacular. Its blend of 2D and 3D and different frame rates make it so visually satisfying. What also made this movie so great was its appeal to an older audience. I'm pretty sure DreamWorks knew that most of the people watching this movie would be nostalgia-seeking Shrek fans, like myself. And while it did deliver on the nostalgia level, it also had more mature themes and messages that you wouldn't see in typical animated content like this. And the dark humor is so good. DreamWorks didn't have to include any of that extra stuff in this movie, but they did. Puss in Boots and the bad guys as well have given me a new appreciation for DreamWorks. They, along with Sony, are willing to push the envelope when it comes to utilizing new and different animation styles. And we need more studios to do that. This new movement will only keep going in the right direction. And we have movies like Puss in Boots: The Last Wish to thank for helping this creativity persist.
The menu. That's right, the menu.
Ooh, now this is a banger of a movie. The acting is on point. Although we don't know a lot about every single character, each performance has enough charm and personality for me to still care about everyone. Of course, the powerhouses of this movie are the leads. Ralph Fiennes delivers such a chilling performance as Chef Slowick, so I guess you can say he served. His savage attitude towards everyone makes me believe that Slowick is gonna be a new Literally Me character for the Sigma males. So, take that as you will. And Anya Taylor-Joy was also amazing in her role, so I guess you can say she ate up every scene she was in. What I especially like about this movie is its immersion and how unpredictable it is. If you've seen the trailer, then you kinda understand what the movie's about. But trust me, when stuff starts to go down, when the 180 happens, it will still hit you hard. It will almost make you feel like you are in the same dining room with everyone else. And everything beyond that point is so twisted and unpredictable as well that it will truly leave you on edge. The menu is a thriller at its finest. Not to mention, it has plenty of great dark humor and satire, which I always find enjoyable. Everyone who worked on this movie was cooking. And now, the #1 best movie of 2022 is Morbius! It's Morbin time, baby! Hell yeah, it's here, it's Morbin time! I'm kidding. It's the Batman, obviously. What more needs to be said about this movie? One of my favorite things about this movie is its portrayal of Gotham City. And I know it's cliche now to say that the setting is a character of its own, but here it truly is. This Gotham is bleak, seedy, filthy. All of the architecture is really gothic and dark too. Which makes sense. Gothic, Gotham. Now, I don't read a whole lot of comics, so this next opinion might be a little invalidated, but this is probably my favorite film portrayal of Batman. I just really like that we get to explore the early years of Batman, and also going in depth about Batman's struggle to find his role in Gotham, and Robert Pattinson knew just how to deliver. The other big standout here is the Riddler. Paul Dano gives such an unsettling and unhinged performance, making the Riddler an extremely threatening villain. And of course, my praise for this movie could not be completed without mentioning Greig Fraser's beautiful cinematography and Michael Giacchino's goated score. Every single aspect, every single performance from the Batman was just phenomenal, and it was everything I wanted in a movie this year. Although it was 3 hours long, that didn't matter to me, because this was 3 hours well spent, and honestly it didn't feel like 3 hours. And usually when I'm not caring about how long a movie is, it truly is a testament to how amazing it is. So please, if you somehow haven't seen The Batman yet, which I don't understand how you haven't seen it yet, please do yourself a favor and watch it, because it is, in my opinion, the best movie of 2022. And those were my top 10 favorite movies of 2022. Thank you all for watching this video. If you like this new type of content that I'm trying out and you want to see more, please leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment saying that you want more. Sorry again about this video being late. This should have came out in January. But yeah, if you do like this content and you want to see more, please leave me your thoughts, please leave a like, and I will see you all next time.